Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Skyrim Part 3, third part of my walkthrough. This is a longer video than the second one. We're going to be traveling to the Greybeards where they stay. I think it's Ivarstead. That's the name of the place.
Why, you puffed up ignorant. These are our sacred traditions that go back to the founding of the First Empire.
Right now we're in Whiterun. The Jarl speaking. He's already given me the assignment to go and find the Greybeards. We press the letter J, it brings up the journal, and our objective is to speak to the Greybeards, and then it shows that they are at Ivarstead. That's a long distance from Whiterun to that place, and unfortunately I'm going to have to travel there. And on my way there, I take the wrong turn and I wind up at Golden Rock, which is this place where these giants stay. It's like a couple of giants here, and they don't really bother me. I was kind of surprised at this. I went around their camp and then I came up on top, and I'm trying to escape from them. I'll escape from their camp, but they're not really chasing me though. I was kind of surprised. But I have to backtrack, and I'm gonna skip ahead to the trail where you need to go on. That'll take you to Ivarstead, which is this trail right here. Pay careful attention to the map when I bring it up and follow the arrow. So that's where the trail begins. This is going to be a long journey, especially on this trail. I was going to edit it, a lot of it out, or speed it up, but then I decided that it's best if I just leave everything in, and as kind of like a tutorial on how to get there, because when I first played this game on the PS3, I got lost really bad, even worse than I did in this second playthrough I'm doing on the PC. So for those of you who are first timers in playing this game, this should kind of help. The hardest part is to first find the trail, and once you do, it's just a matter of following the clear path. Sometimes the path is not easily seen, and you have to kind of look around a bit. But this path is going to be taking us around the mountain, southeast towards Ivarstead. And it's also kind of hard to see because there's somewhat of a blizzard or a snowstorm, and the visibility is kind of poor. I don't know, the snowstorm kind of reduces the graphics a bit. It's much harder to see things, and it can be a little bit frustrating, but eventually the storm's going to clear, and it's going to be like a kind of like a fall setting without snow or anything. As we approach this forest area, there's not going to be any snow, but that's coming up later on. Okay, here it is. So right now we have a clear view of where we're heading, and we're just following this path. We're just taking a look at the scenery. Really cool effect will be coming up later on too, as we go up to 7,000 steps to the Greybeards. But that'll be once we approach this town, which I think is called Ivarstead. And then from Ivarstead we go to High Hrothgar, if I'm naming it right, which is the place, the name of the place where the Greybeards stay. Sure enough, we're gonna encounter some kind of, we're gonna encounter a hostile NPC. I'm not gonna name it yet, but when you do see it, it's really, really powerful and it can kill me easily. So I soon discover, so I have to make a run for it. Once that music plays, you know that you're in trouble. You better get your fighting skills ready, and so I save it because I already remember this scene from before on my first playthrough. The enemy's a troll. These things are like, they have the strength of like a gorilla, and I don't even move like one. And I just used my destruction fire spell, and it really didn't do any damage to it. So right then and there I knew I'm in trouble. I just keep backtracking. Now I have to run ahead of it. I'm going to sheath my weapon soon. I'm just going to start running. My destruction spell, fire spell, will come in handy later on in this video against the frost troll, but these regular trolls, forget it. Doesn't do much of anything. So the troll's health gauge is still up, and it's somewhere in my vicinity, but yeah, it disappears. Okay, so we're good. The mistake I did when trying to get to the Greybeards or Ivarstead was I went up the mountain. Like I didn't even follow a path of any kind on my first playthrough of this game.
On your way up the 7,000 steps again,
which
not today.
Was a big mistake.
Not ready to make the climb to High Hrothgar.
Just a waste of time, really.
Safe.
Okay, in this place,
the
there is someone you speak to. I'm not sure if it's one of these two guys.
I'm not certain.
Maybe Klimek right here. But if they give you this quest where you deliver the foods and goods to this treasure chest in front of the place where the Greybeards stay. I'll show you when we get there. And if you do that, you get some sort of experience points. I'm not sure if you get any gold or anything. But I didn't take this quest just to save time, and we're going straight to the Greybeards. So these are the steps, 7,000 of them, supposedly. This is a great cutscene. Slow motion. I only use a spell to take him down. Sounds like a couple of crickets. Now we're going to speak to this guy.
Keep an eye out for... Don't go setting the place on fire, okay?
I did. Strange days when the monks will do that. I wonder what it means.
That calling was for me to meet with them. They were like summoning me. That was in my previous video, number 2.
Up here. Walk the steps. Meditate on the emblems. Doesn't hurt when I bag some game along the way. They're not the sort to take visitors. But I never go that high up the path anyway. Some folk who make the trip leave them food or other essentials, but not to make conversation.
So a lot of people in the village down below don't really meet with the Greybeards. This is the effect I was talking about before. It's like an aurora. It's a pretty cool effect. Wolf pelts really are useless. Sometimes I just take them by habit or by pressing the wrong button. This is another cool cutscene. The fire effect is really detailed there. Looks like a sheep, or it could be a ram. And on the way to the Greybeards, we're going to also encounter another troll. The troll before that we saw was just a regular troll. The one we're going to encounter coming up pretty soon is going to be a frost troll. I had a lot of bad experiences with them. In my last playthrough of this game, I died quite a few times. So in this second encounter, I'm going to pretty much try and run from it. But later on in this video, when I have help from Lydia, who's she's like a helper that the Jarl of Whiterun gives to me. When I have her on my team, then we're gonna take on a few frost trolls. But right now, I'm just by myself and forget it. They're really, really hard to take down.
I was just outside Ivarstead when it happened. It's an exciting moment.
So apparently this woman's before a tomb
just
in the middle of a snowstorm. I mean,
I'd prefer to leave it at that, if you don't mind.
She must be
Walking
freezing.
the steps, meditating on the emblems. I make this trip every few years.
She's like she's on a pilgrimage or something. Anyway, well, let's just keep moving. And on these long journeys, sometimes from A to B, you know, you're gonna encounter these random people. Or I think in my first video, or maybe the second video, someone just approached me from out of nowhere with a mission. Meanwhile, behind me there was this giant approaching me, getting closer and closer because I aggroed it. And I had to cut the conversation short and just run for it. Okay, so here's that frost troll I was talking about. This time, you know, it's of a white color. I'm just looking behind me, going into third person. Actually, for the majority of this video, I'm going to be using third person, and I do switch to first person here and there. Later, towards the end of the video, when I'm using the bow and arrow a lot. So clearly these Greybeards are kind of like monks. They live out in the middle of nowhere. I assume this storm is always occurring at this mountain. Because I think throughout the game, every time you come up here, there's always a storm. And this game does, the weather does change. It does go from like day to night, and it does have its own time.
So, a Dragonborn appears at this moment in the turning of the age. First, let us see if you truly are Dragonborn. Let us taste of your voice.
So they want me to do a dragon shout. I'm going to have to press the letter Z. There's the first word of the unrelenting force.
It is you. Welcome to High Hrothgar. I am Master Arngir. I speak for the Greybeards. Now, tell me, Dragonborn, why have you come here? We are the Greybeards, followers of the Way of the Voice. You stand in High Hrothgar.
The Way of the Voice was taught to them from Alduin's brother.
Here we commune with the voice of the sky and strive to achieve balance between
whose name is kind of hard to pronounce. I don't have it in front of me, but I think maybe it starts with the letter P. Parthenax, maybe.
You have shown that you are Dragonborn. You have the inborn gift. But do you have the discipline and temperament to follow the path laid out for you? That remains to be seen. Without training, you have already taken the first steps towards projecting your voice into a thum, a shout. Now let us see if you are willing and able to learn. When you shout, you speak in the language of dragons. Thus, your dragon blood gives you an inborn ability to learn words of power. All shouts are made up of 3 words of power. As you master each word, your shout will become progressively stronger. Master Einarth will now teach you Roll, the second
which
word.
Is the second word, and then
force.
Later on in this video, I'll be learning the third and final word
in the dragon tongue. Combine
of the unrelenting force.
Force to focus your thumb more sharply. Roll.
You gotta stand directly above the arrow for it to activate. But I haven't learned the word just yet. I have to absorb it from one of these Greybeards.
Well, that is how the rest of us learn shouts. As Dragonborn, you can absorb a slain dragon's life force and knowledge directly. As part of your initiation, Master Einard will allow you to tap into his understanding of role.
But on top, the bar's got to recharge once you use it, and you have to wait before you can use the dragon shot again.
Use both words if you can.
The problem was I didn't press the Z button down.
FUS and roll.
So I gotta do it again.
The shout more powerful.
I hit one of the guys in the back. He fell over.
Well done. Again. You learn quickly. Once more.
To think he would move out of the way when I'm about to hit him again. Oh, he just hit the wall too.
Impressive. Your thumb is precise. You show great promise, Dragonborn.
So they call me Dragonborn. I supposedly have the blood of dragons
We
in
will
me.
perform your next trial in the courtyard. Follow Master Bori.
The story of my kind of origin, or my kind of people, the Dragonborn, is revealed later on in the game. I don't know too much. I don't remember too much of it right now, so I can't speak that much more about it. But I think it's revealed later on by the blades at their secret location, if I remember right. On the wall. I think it's called Alduin's Wall. And it's got this like history carved into stone. But that's really later on in the game. Now straight up there, that's the path to Alduin's brother.
We will now see how you learn a
But
completely new
that happens later on in the game.
Master Bori will teach you Wood, which means whirlwind. Wood. You must hear the word within yourself before you can project it into a thum. Approach Master Bori and he will gift you his knowledge of wood.
Now I'm about to use this new ability. I just gotta switch to it. I gotta go to Whirlwind Sprint.
A new shout.
One of these Greybeards is about to demonstrate it. Hrothgar. And then after he goes, I will go.
Your turn.
Now, in real life, you'll never see a
Next to me,
70 or 80-year-old man move that fast, but in this game it happens.
use your Whirlwind Sprint to get the signal.
So I press C and then I go straight through.
Your quick mastery of a new thum is
Now this guy's about to give me my next quest.
astonishing. I'd heard the stories of the abilities of Dragonborn, but to see it for myself. You are now ready for your last trial. Retrieve the horn of Jurgen Windcaller, our founder, from his tomb in the ancient fane of Ustengrav. Remain true to the way of the voice, and you will return.
Ustengrav is north, I think west of Winterhelm. Winterhelm itself is also
No doubt, the appearance
north.
of a Dragonborn at this time is not an accident.
And that's
Your
a
destiny
place.
surely bound
It's like an
up with the
academy of
return
mages.
the dragons. You should focus on honing your voice. And
We
soon
won't be
your
heading there.
path
We
will
have to
be
head
made clear.
to Ustengrav.
Good. Then you will be ready for whatever lies ahead. Breath and focus.
So whenever you have a white arrow pointing down, that means it's some kind of quest related thing. So I had to Dragon Reach and Whiterun. And
There's been
here,
talk amongst the gods.
the Jarl's gonna give me Lydia,
Dragon. Such a thing.
who's like
Surely that's
a
not possible.
companion in the game. But companions can die, so you gotta be
Done a
careful
great
with them
service
when you
for
bring
me
them
and
out
my
in the
city,
field.
Dragonborn. By my right as Jarl, I name you Thane of Whiterun.
He gives me the axe of
Greatest
Whiterun.
honor that's within my power to grant. I assign you Lydia as a personal housecarl, and this weapon from my armory to serve as your badge of office. I'll also notify my guards of your new title. Wouldn't want them to think you're part of the common rabble, now would we? We are honored to have you as Thane of our city, Dragonborn.
Now the guy to the left of the Jarl,
Back to business, Proventus.
he's gonna offer
Still have
you.
a city to
You already have the
defend.
ability right now in the game to
Yes,
purchase a home, but the problem is it costs 5,000 gold. So I can't get one just yet. I would probably leave Lydia there because when you do bring
The Jarl has appointed me to be
these
your
companions
housecarl. It's an honor to serve you.
with you in a game, they do have the potential to die, and then once they do die,
As
I
my
think
Thane, I'm sworn to your service.
they're lost forever.
Lead the way.
Of course, you can always start from your last save, but I think on the PlayStation 3, or if you're playing this, I'm not sure if this game came out for the Xbox 360, but from what I remember on the PlayStation 3, it's you don't have multiple saves. You just have one continuous save, so you gotta be careful. That's why in this video you'll see me continuously saving at different points throughout. And what's cool about the AI in this game is that they'll follow you anywhere. Take some time for them to catch up, but okay, here we're at this like little ruins. We got abandoned ruins, and then there's all these bandits here trying to kill us. And up at the top, there's this entrance, and you have these iron ingots and some other items. Some of these items are good to take with you because even if you don't really use them, you can sell them later on. Increase your gold at a higher rate. So I can't do much of anything else except improved iron daggers, but I'm not using those. So I have no use of the grindstone, so we're going to keep moving. I'm going to skip ahead a bit. And we are on our way to Ustengrav, if I got the name right. And on the way there we come across the Labyrinthian, which is a place that you kind of really want to avoid on your way to where the Greybeards want you to go. Because in this place you're going to come across the frost trolls, and these guys do a lot of damage. And I was in Whiterun when I sold a lot of gear, sold a lot of my gear. But what I forgot to do was purchase a couple more potions. I don't have that many. If I didn't have Lydia, there's no way I could kill this thing. So she kills him. And she's brought down to her knees and she's got to rest. Her health regenerates. So I noticed that the destruction fire spell brought down these frost trolls with their health bar down quite fast. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to use the perk I have to increase the destruction class and choose 50% magic reduction cost. Because the fire spell is part of the destruction class. See, her health is still going up slowly.
Still here. As my Thane, I'm sworn to your service. I'll guard you and all you own with my life.
That could be taken literally, because she will fight for you until her last breath. And
you lead, I'll follow.
And okay, yeah, another frost troll comes to attacking you. Just keeping my distance. Walking backward. If I had set up with a bow and arrow, I mean, I might get one shot, maybe two shots at most into the frost troll before it would charge me and take a huge swipe at me. but with the fire spell, I'm able to use it and move back. I think with the bow and arrow, you're more stationary. And if you've been following my first and second video, I'm a Bosmer or Wood Elf. I chose that race for the archery ability, which will come handy, which will be handy for later on fights against dragons. But the bow and arrow is somewhat very effective in close range once it's learned how to use properly. Later on in the video I have some good shots, first person view too, that you'll be seeing, and it really lowers the enemy's health by quite a lot, especially if you upgrade it with perks that you gain throughout playing Skyrim. Now I couldn't fast travel to this destination that we're heading to. Why? Because I never discovered it yet. So that creates a problem. And for any location that you haven't discovered yet, that means that you're going to have to actually walk there. Which is a long journey, and you just saw that I skipped ahead a bit. I'm not going to make that shot because you have to hold down the left mouse click button for maybe for 2 seconds at the least before you release it and take your shot. Otherwise, it's just gonna only go maybe a couple, about 50 feet instead of like 100. So here's Ustengrav. It's like a tomb.
Make this quick. Your best.
She got stripped nude. But this guy, I think he's an Argonian. He's got green skin. He didn't have much. And then this guy, I take his lockpick. So to take everything from an NPC, you just hit R. And it'll take all their clothes. I mean, all their goods. Everything they have. Straight away, once you enter these kind of places, you're gonna have fights with NPCs. And sure enough, in this open area, there's a couple of them.
These thralls of yours are slower than Argonians in a blizzard.
skipped a bit to the table. That was past those NPCs that we just killed. And there's this book on Oblivion. Scepter the 7th was assassinated and the Amulet of Rings was destroyed. The pursuing assassins killed... Well, heck, I don't have time to read everything there, but... you can hit pause and read about Oblivion a little bit more if you want. Which is the previous game in this series. The Elder Scrolls.
Did you hear something?
So I gotta be careful here when I use my fire spell. Friendly fire is turned on. It's like I can injure any companion who's on my team. These Draugrs absorb a lot of damage from my fire spell. The bone meal could be used for alchemy, which is like this table for your collection of herbs that you harvest or pick from the fields, or that you obtain from treasure chests, and then you select maybe like 3 ingredients, and then from that you select craft, I think, and then if it succeeds, you'll create a potion. If not, you'll fail and lose all the ingredients. Actually, we were looking out through like a cavernous space. We're gonna be heading toward it right now. So I got a good shot into him, and this one finishes him off. Now, what I don't think I was doing right, and maybe the first and second video, was that when you have an arrow in your bow and you don't want to shoot it, you just hit R. You just press the letter R on the keyboard, and that'll like sheath or put away your bow. If you have a weapon, it'll sheath your weapon. And then to draw your weapon or your sword would be to press R again. Throughout the game, you always want to be checking your inventory for anything with a higher damage output. Yeah, there's some sort of booby trap there, and I got burned a bit, but whatever. Damn, he went down. He flew back a bit, a couple feet. So the bow and arrow is kind of like a sniper rifle. It's pretty powerful, even at close range. These restless draugrs are much more stronger than the normal ones. He's also casting spells of his own. And now he just became a ragdoll, so he's dead, and take his stuff. She's kind of like a tank. She absorbs a lot of the attacks from the enemy NPCs. I suppose because her damage output is probably greater than mine, and so they immediately attack her and try to get rid of her, and then they'll, if they do succeed, they'll take care of me. You want to get into the habit of picking up lightweight items that have very high sell value, because that'll increase your gold. And with a high amount of gold, you can purchase better weapons, armor. So here's that cavernous space I was talking about. One hit and this guy's gonna go down. Now I got a guy on my right. One shot kills. But these skeletons aren't too smart. They walk right into the fire. It's like his rib cage is rolling down the steps. I ain't going through that, no way. Some kind of trap. I probably could use the Whirlwind Sprint to get past it. But we're just going to be heading towards that white arrow you see in the top bar. That's my mission destination. This is a kind of a tricky puzzle right here. I edited out a couple minutes of recording where I didn't solve the puzzle. So in a couple seconds you'll see me solve it. Yeah, any red bottle that you see, you definitely want to take that. It's a healing potion. So that's where that dragon shot comes into play in this game, especially for this puzzle. Without it, I would never be able to get past this. But the puzzle is not solved just yet. And I just got past it just in time. And having gotten past the third gate,
I've got a bad
if you want to call it, it unlocks all three of them, and then Lydia is able to get through. But this is a problem right here. These fire pillars. That was brutal. Okay, the problem right now I'm having is Lydia. She's like getting burned alive, but so if she's on her knees, that means she's near death. But by some miracle, she gets out of there. I try to go over here and see if there's some sort of activation switch to turn off. But she had gone out and got past that spider webs. Now we're gonna have to pull this ring down. It's gonna open the gate here. This is a cool scene.
I've never seen anything quite like that.
Now when I saw failed, retrieve the horn of Jurgen, Windcaller, meet with whoever took the horn. I had gone back from my save points and tried to figure out what I did wrong, but it's just part of the game. Someone stole the horn. They want you to meet them back at Riverwood.
You're that visitor been poking around.
And here's the thief, Delphine.
I'm the innkeeper. It's my business
So
to
she
keep track of
says.
strangers. Attic room, eh? Well, we don't have an attic room, but you can have the one on the left. Make yourself at home.
So apparently they want me to rest
So
at least for an hour, and that continues the quest.
I think you're looking for this.
She just gives me.
Follow me.
She updates the quest now. I have to follow her to the basement.
Close the door. Now we can talk.
So now she's going to give me this opportunity to ask her all these different kind of questions.
The Greybeards seem to think you're the Dragonborn. I hope they're right. I hope so, but you'll forgive me if I don't assume that something's true just because the Greybeards say so. I just handed you the horn of Jurgen Windcaller.
You see there's somewhat of a tension
Dragonborn too?
between herself and the Greybeards. There's a reason for that, revealed later on in the game.
Trap. I am not your enemy. I already gave you the horn. I'm actually trying to help you. I just need you to hear me out. Like I said in my note, I've heard that you might be Dragonborn. I'm part of a group that's been looking for you. Well, someone like you, for a very long time. If you really are Dragonborn, that is. Before I tell you any more, I need to make sure I can trust you. If you don't trust me, you were a fool to walk in here in the first place. I knew the Greybeards would send you there if they thought you were Dragonborn. They're nothing if not predictable. When you showed up here, I knew you were the one the Greybeards sent, and not some Thalmor plant.
She don't like the Thalmors.
We remember what most don't, that the Dragonborn is the ultimate dragon slayer. You're the only one that can kill a dragon permanently by devouring its soul. Can you do it? Can you devour a dragon's soul? Good, and you'll have a chance to prove it to me soon enough.
She's part of the group called the Blades.
Dragons aren't just coming back.
Which I believe was referred to
they weren't gone
in the Oblivion book
they were dead,
at Ustengrav that we
centuries ago by my
quickly
now something's happening to bring them back to life, and I need you to help me stop it. A few years ago, I said almost the same thing to a colleague of mine. Well, it turned out he was right and I was wrong. I know they are. I visited their ancient, and I figured out where the next one will come back to life. We're going to go there, and you're going to kill that dragon. If we succeed, I'll tell you anything you want to know. You should know. You got the map for me. The Dragonstone you got for Farengar, remember?
She appeared in my second video.
So you were paying attention. I arranged to have Farengar recover the dragons. It's what I do. I make things happen from behind the scenes. After all, yes.
She appeared briefly at Dragon Ridge next to Farengar.
It seems to be spreading from the southeast,
like the
starting
mage
in the
there.
Gerals near Riften. The one near Kynesgrove is next, if the pattern holds. Kynesgrove. There's an ancient dragon burial near there. If we can get there before it happens, maybe we'll learn how to stop it. I need to get into my traveling gear. Give me a minute and I'll be ready.
Okay, so here's my current location. We have to head all the way over to Kynesgrove, or Kynesgrove. There's High Hrothgar. And for the sake of time, what you want to do, if you have some location already that's been discovered or by you on the map, you can fast travel to it and then travel from that location to the new location that has yet to be discovered by you, just to save yourself time. So I had opted to travel with Delphine to Kynesgrove. I think in my first playthrough we went separate ways and we just met there.
But at least it gets me out of Riverwood.
But it's best to travel with her. You have two companion or friendly NPCs with you, and it just makes any battle you encounter, especially there's gonna be a few battles with a couple bandits coming up, and it just makes these encounters much easier. Right here I'm gonna try to command animal, which is my Bosmer ability. I think I do it too far away, but for some strange reason I'm able to get close to this. Yeah, it's either a deer or an elk. I'm really close there. Typically, if I had gotten that close, I wouldn't even be able to. I don't think without using the ability, it would definitely run away out of fright. So maybe that did have an effect on it. I'm not sure. But anyway, if done successfully,
but it's also the shortest way to Kyne's
the animal will become your pet for 60 seconds.
I don't have time for this.
I already have a pickaxe. Pickaxe is good for mining. There is a quest later on in the game at this town. I'm sorry. No, actually, mining is used for. Well, the pickaxe is used to mine different types of ores, and then from those ores you can create, I think through smelting, you can create different types of ingots, which is used for blacksmithing. It's a little bit tricky here going up these steps, and then what's scary is once you go around this corner, it's like one drop and you're gonna wind up in a river or dead. Look how narrow this path is.
Let's see what you've got. Morgan's eyes, you're an ugly one, aren't you?
One way to take out that NPC would be to use a bow and arrow. Another way would be the fireball destruction spell. I don't have that. I just have the flames one. But she killed him, and so we're moving down now.
Way to introduce myself.
So for the sake of the time, we skip ahead a bit. It's a long journey to Cairns Grove.
I hope you're Dragonborn, I really do. But we'll find out soon enough.
The Blade's political agenda is to wipe out all the dragons. Doesn't matter if one of them has changed its ways. That has to do with Alduin's brother. Okay, there's that effect in the sky that
Not too much farther now. Kyne's Grove is just down the road to the southeast of here.
it's quite unusual to see. You see it in some areas in the world where the wind is very strong and So I'm just harvesting these different plants on the way to Ustengrav because it's good for alchemy.
Better to stick together. I don't want you to get yourself killed before we even get there. This is Ustengrav. Not much to look at. The innkeeper ought to be able to tell us if there's any dragon mound nearby. Wait, something's wrong.
You don't want to go up there. A dragon, it's attacking.
Well, I don't know. Not yet. It flew over the town and landed on the old dragon mound. I don't know what it's doing up there, but I'm not waiting around to find out.
Come on, hurry. We might be too late.
What it's doing at the dragon mound, well, the dragon that she's referring to is Alduin. He's returned to Ustengrav. He's at this dragon mound or whatever. It's kind of like a place where I guess he breathes lives into deceased dragons buried there and bringing them back to life. As soon as you hear that sound, you better save your game. So it's really difficult to find this mound with the blizzard or the snowstorm happening. Visibility is really, really bad, but there's that path, and which is going to take me to where I need to go. And sure enough, there's Alduin. Looks like he killed a couple Stormcloak soldiers. I don't know how many, it's hard to tell with the storm. He's gonna change up his position here and then he's gonna start speaking.
Stay undercover. This is what we came for.
Sahloknir.
We need to see what happens.
Zil gro dova ursa.
Steady. Let's watch and wait.
That thunderous sound, he created that with his voice. Now he just did that. He did some other sound, really thunderous one. And some kind of dragon has emerged from the ground. Sahloknir is the dragon that I have to slay.
Sahloknir, Kalimir. Full no side of a king. Zuu, Korav need no dove to hide. You do not even know our tongue, do you? Such arrogance to dare take for yourself the name of Nova. Sahloknir.
So apparently Alduin just made a threat to me and then orders Sahloknir to kill me.
Sahloknir, hear my voice and...
So I'm noticing third person view right here is helping out me out much better. As long as you press down on the left mouse click button before releasing the arrow. I guess because you can see better in third person view. Your like peripheral vision is blocked in first person. And now he just like slid like 50 feet on the ground. Wow. Reduced my health a bit. So I'm about to change to my sword, but Delphine and Lydia kill him off. This is like proof to Delphine that I am Dragonborn.
It's true, isn't it? You really... I owe you some answers, don't I? Go ahead. Whatever you want to know. Nothing held back. I'm one of the last members of the Blades. A very long time ago, the Blades were dragon slayers, and we served the Dragonborn, the greatest dragon slayer. For the last 200 years since the last Dragonborn Emperor, the Blades have been searching for a purpose. Now that dragons are coming back, our purpose is clear again. We need to stop them. Not a damn thing. I was just as surprised as you to find that big black dragon here. Really? Where?
The one he's referring to is Alduin.
Interesting. Same dragon. Damn it, we're blundering around in the dark here. We need to figure out who's behind it all. Exactly. Nobody even remembers our name. We used to be known across Tamriel as the protectors of the Septim Emperors. For the last 200 years, we've been searching for the next Dragonborn, but we never found
I think the Septim Emperor in Oblivion, the previous game,
the first thing we need to do is figure out who's behind
who was assassinated, was protected by the Blades.
If they aren't involved, they'll know who is. The faction that rules the Aldmeri Dominion. The ones who almost destroy. There's no worse enemy to humankind in Tamriel. The Empire barely survived the last war. Nothing solid, yet. But my gut tells me the Empire had captured Ulfric. The war was basically over. Then a dragon attacks, Ulfric, and now the dragons are attacking everywhere, indiscriminately. Who else gains from that but the Thalmor? If we could get into the Thalmor, and problem is that place is locked up tighter than a miser's purse. They could teach me a few things about... I'm not sure yet. I have a few ideas, but I'll need some... Meet me back in Riverwood. If I'm not back when you... Keep an eye on the sky. This is only going to get worse.
So she gives me my next main quest.
Do you need something?
But before I go with her on her quest, I gotta return to High Hrothgar and speak with Angir. And return the horn to him.
You've retrieved the horn of Jurgen. Well done. You have now passed all the trials. Come with me.
Jurgen Windcaller is the one who founded their order. I think that was mentioned earlier in the video, in the subtitles. Now we're all going to assemble right here and wait for one of the Greybeards to come out.
You are ready to learn the final word of unrelenting force. Da, which means push.
Not the, da.
With all three
words combined,
together,
you get FUS RO DAH.
Shout is much more powerful. Use it wisely.
That's found all over in YouTube videos.
We would speak to you. Stand between us and prepare yourself. Few can withstand the unbridled voice of the Greybeards, but you are ready.
It's kind of like an earthquake is happening. When they speak, it's like a thunderous rumble. Jeez, that's loud. Like quakes the ground, and so he survived and passed the final test unscathed.
Is open to you.
And that guy almost died. No, but he can handle it. That's the famous FUS RO DAH, found in tons of YouTube videos. A lot of funny ones too. So we've done it. We completed FUS RO DAH. And this concludes this video, and thank you all for watching.